Hi and welcome to my channel. So I'm bringing you today another Project Life spread for January. Quite a very busy January with us being in Australia, so there's quite a few inserts, all sorts of different sizes, shapes, styles. It's the way I'm working Project Life 2017, but feel free to have a look at my video showing all my plans for 2017, and that'll give you a bit of an insight. I'm still at my niece's. This is all, I think, still on the first day, so I had a very productive day and got quite a lot of videos done. But I've moved on to the June citrus twist kit now, having a look at the die cuts and things like that and seeing what I can create. So I'm loving these flower cards. So with me having different orientations, I've turned one of the flower cards on its side and popped there a picture of me and my daughter, and then just popped a couple of die cuts onto the flower sort of spread from the card onto the photo. And then on the other card that had some flowers, I've popped my title, which just at the moment says Tram car. And I'm opening all the goodies, so I'm opening all these little leatherette stickers and just pinning them to the backing card so I can have a little bit of a mess. Having a look through the die cuts and picked one that just says it's got a heart. Love these two. I'm popping that on the picture of my brother and his wife. And then we've got another sort of flag banner that's sunshine, flowers and happiness, and that will move, but it will stay on this spread. So at the minute I've got a few bits and pieces that I do like where they are, so I'm going to get those stuck down and get all my letters all neat. And I love this little circle die cut at the bottom that says life is better when you're laughing, and that's with a little picture of my nephew. So I will end up stitching through that. That was my initial plan, was to stitch through the center of that, which will bring my stitching in. So I do quite a bit of messing about with a few of these little tabs, trying to work out what it is I want with the picture of me and my daughter, try a few of the birds, etc. But they're not quite working the way I want them to. It's quite a small spread, this one, but I still seem to mess about quite a bit. Just trying to get things where I like them. Doing that odd little shuffle, just a little bit. So anyway, to finish off my title, I had quite a bit of memorabilia. It didn't really end up needing to go in or suit to go in, but I do tend to pick up memorabilia as and when I can, just in case it goes and fills in the spread. But I used a piece of it to cut out the word restaurant from an actual sort of little postcardy thing itself, so that finishes off my title. And then I remembered that I had this Instax type camera and I much preferred that than the banner on that first card, so I've popped that on there, which means the banner's free, which is going to go with the picture of me and my daughter, and I do really like the way that looks. It sort of frames that photo and helps finish off that card somewhat. So I'm just cutting off the little bobbly bits on the die cuts, just because I really am that fussy, and find that they get on my nerves. And I'm popping a little yellow flower with the two pictures of the actual tramcar restaurant itself, just so that the flowers are tied in throughout a few of the cards and look good. And on the bottom photo, all I'm actually going to put on there is that little banner that says love these two. And the bottom card of my nephew is, as I say, got that circle die cut, and then I am going to pop a little heart on there as well, just to bring in that little pop of yellow further down. Plus it's always cute to have hearts with kids. I did try one of the little leatherette hearts in a few different places, but I found it wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. But one of the little wooden arrows did work up in that top corner under restaurant. Sorry if my camera keeps moving every now and then. If the table gets knocked, it just set it all flying. And then I'm going to have a look at the stamps and see what it is that I fancy using this time. So I've got the stamps not only from this kit, I've also got the stamps from the previous kits as well. So I've got my stamps from my May kit, and I just keep flipping between them as to what it is that I want on there. And then I'm not sure what I'm doing here, probably having a drink, probably having a chat. This is the benefit of scrapping at somebody with other people about, is I get easily distracted. But yeah, I've pulled out the Felicity Jane stamps again. So it had a saying that just said everything about this. So I'm going to stamp that above the picture of me and my daughter. And I like the way that that one looks, especially when I then add the scripty word loving, which is from the Citrus Twist. Yeah, and that just on an angle with a different type of font. I really do like the way that looks. So apologies for my head and my lovely Saturday scrapping, crafting all day hair, which is looking delightful. So I'm just going to fix the little bits of the stamp that didn't quite stamp through, and that will be that card very nearly done. I think I do end up adding a little flower to it just to bring some yellow over. Nextly, I'm going to use the word yummy, and that nestles straight underneath the C of tramcar, and it basically fills that little bit of white space, which I think really, really works. Excuse me. Tickly cough. I'm doing lots and lots of voiceovers today, getting things ready. So there we go. That's where I add in the little yellow flower, just because then there's a little bit of yellow on pretty much every card round that corner. And then I've gone to my sewing machine. I've stitched down the sunshine, flowers and happiness, and I've also stitched through the little circle on the picture of my nephew, and I'm going to go round each of the cards now in black pen and add some little journaling on that first card. So the first card reads, a beautiful meal while on a tour of Melbourne, amazing company too, I can't believe we've not done this before. So I've been to Australia quite a few times visiting family, and this is the first time that I've actually done the Tramcar restaurant around Melbourne, but it's really, really recommended. So I'm going to show you some close-ups now of all of the cards done, and then there'll be some more pictures at the end. But thank you so much for joining me. Any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in the section below, and I'll speak to you all again soon.